Zach Collins had a great game tonight. And obviously, it was a Bulls loss. The Bulls are a team that are better than tanking, but not quite good enough to be a full fledged playoff team. And we're currently in this push of games where Josh Giddey's been absolutely a dog. Go check out our video from the other day. He's putting it together, pushing the pace in transition, really getting to the rim and drawing fouls, the three-point shots falling, facilitating. Lonzo Ball's playing a little bit more. And today's video, obviously, shout out Kevin Herter, who he's found his jump shot again, and Trey Jones is like kind of a microwave. But it's Zach Collins, who, if you guys haven't followed the Zach Collins story, he's somebody who's been around the NBA for several seasons. He actually was a reclamation project for the Spurs that worked out. He had a series of ankle injuries that he just couldn't keep him healthy with the Portland Trailblazers, who drafted him back in 2017 he was a lottery pick. This is what, if you don't remember, he was the 10th pick of the draft. He was viewed as this 3-and-D guy coming in, and he spent from 2021 to 2025 almost 5 seasons with the Spurs, 4 years after spending 3 years. And the thing is, there was legitimately 2020 to 21 he didn't play, and he only played 28 games with the Spurs. Then he started to put it together, averaged between those 2 seasons from 21, I'd say 2022 to 2023, he averaged like 12 points, almost 11 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. Always a really good passer. And tonight we saw that culminate where he had the stat line of 21 points, 17 rebounds, 6 assists, just hitting 3-point shots, as we've seen him do time in and time out again for a Spurs team that kind of like meddled around the play-in and then tanked. And he's a career 33% shooter, but there were stretches where he was able to find himself some rhythms, and it looked like he was going to fulfill that potential that he had when he came out of college. And I really did like the idea, almost a 7-footer who could protect the rim and space the floor. And as I said, with San Antonio, he was a 34% career shooter and a 50% almost from the field, while averaging 10 points a night, 5 rebounds, and 2.5 assists with block a game. And largely coming off the bench there, only starting 63 games and 196 appearances. So for Chicago, he's kind of a good fit, as if they make the play-in, they're cool with it. They'll test this roster, but I think they're in this retooling, dismantling phase, because Lonzo was re-signed. I think he's a trade chip. I think Kobe White's a trade chip. I really do believe they like Josh Giddey, or he's going to get signed and traded. Kevin Herter's another one who's rather interesting, as he has another year on his deal. So he could be one. And then Dalen Terry, they just screwed up the development of him. With Zach Collins being the guy right now because of Vooch's injury, I wonder if a team, maybe a Brooklyn or somebody that wants to shed money, would look at this and be like, hey, this is a guy who can pass, dribble, shoot for us as a competent big, who maybe we sign him to a valuable contract of some sort, and that will allow us to go ahead and put him down the line in a trade to get somebody better from a contender. Because why not? I feel like that would just make the most sense. And to me, you saw Chicago just try to keep hanging on in here, but for a team that's 10 games behind Detroit, I really don't see them being able to get back into the playoffs. But it's a really good time to evaluate the roster, with Zach showing that he can still move. He can hit the 3 ball, going 2 of 4, and 2 steals tonight. He didn't have any blocks, but he protected the rim really well. And I think that's one of the things that you want to see from a guy like him. And if we go over here, I think with the Bulls, their salary going into next season is going to be something that you should be excited for, because they've done a good job of creating cap space. They only have 134 committed. I mentioned Kevin Huerter, almost 18 million next year, 18 for Zach Collins. So if you were even trying to move Vooch, who was going to have trade value, you can have Zach Collins start and not be worried about the team just sucking. To me, that's pretty good reason for why you'd want to keep him, and he'd be an expiring contract next year. And like I said, you could be the team, and him, Jalen Smith, Stick Smith could be the rotation. I think it's a decent way to make lemonade with lemons. The same thing with Kevin Huerter could be applied. Trey Jones, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm checking right now, is also an expiring. So I know that's a little bit different of a situation. Yeah, he's an expiring. But everybody on this roster, I think, is available for trade. And the way they should see it is, hey, this guy needs the ball out. So when push comes to shove and we can trade for a better player or a better pick, this guy can be leveraged in that trade to give us a better offer. And for a team that never really trades, maybe this is how they break that trend, is with a guy like Zach Collins. But it's definitely something that's needed to be done, as it's felt like dragged out how long they've kept some of these players for a franchise that, to me, why have they held on to mediocrity for so repetitively long? And I want to hear your guys' opinions. What did you guys think about Zach Collins' performance? And do you think it's just telling that he could be someone who sticks around for the long haul? That's basically my thoughts right here. I hope you guys did enjoy today's video. Like, comment, subscribe. Do everything that needs to be done. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me. Peace. Oh, to everybody.